Welcome to Mamahood After Trauma, where we stop pretending and heal out loud. I'm Emily Cleghorn, trauma survivor, cycle breaker, and mama rebuilding from the inside out. If you're ready to break cycles, trust yourself again, and rise without shame, you're in the right place. Let's go. Before we dive in, I want to introduce you to something brand new. If you love the podcast and want a deeper connection to your healing, check out the monthly Peace Pack, a small trauma-informed tool delivered each month straight to your mailbox to help you find calm in the everyday. You'll also get access to our private Patreon community where mamas like you can share, support, and learn together. Sign up with the link in the show notes.
Hey there, Mama. Can we talk about something that doesn't get talked about enough? Not just dysregulation, but the shame that comes with it. Because if you're anything like me, it's not just the moment that you lose your patience, it's everything that comes after. It's the guilt. It's the spiraling thoughts that get trapped in your head. It's the feeling that maybe you're just failing. And that's the part that nobody really prepares you for. There's this pattern that happens for so many of us trauma surviving mamas, or mamas in general, really. You get overwhelmed to the point where you snap, which results in you raising your voice or shutting down or reacting in a way that you wish you hadn't. And then almost immediately, the thoughts start. What is wrong with me? Why can't I just stay calm? I should know better. And suddenly, it's not about what happened. It becomes about who you think you are as a mama. And that is where the shame comes in. Here is why I need you to hear this today. You are not a bad mom because you got dysregulated. You are a human being with a nervous system that has been shaped by your experiences. And when you've lived through trauma, your nervous system learns very, very quickly and likely over a long period of time. Like, there's a lot of conditioning that went into this situation. Your nervous system learned to react quickly, intensely, and protectively. Not because you're broken, but because at one point, that response kept you safe. But here's the part that no one is talking about. Shame doesn't make you regulate better. It actually makes it harder to regulate. Because when you're stuck in the shame spiral, your nervous system is still activated. You're not in a calm, grounded place. You're in a state of threat. So you're trying to do better from the very state that makes it harder for you to do better. And that cycle, it keeps repeating. So here's the shift. What if the goal wasn't to never get dysregulated? What if the goal was to understand what's happening inside you without turning it into a character judgment? Because there is a difference between I had a reaction and I'm a bad mom. And so many of us have been taught to make those the same thing when they're not. They are not the same thing. So I can remember the first moment that I really shifted from I'm a bad mom to I had a reaction. And it's probably because this particular memory is kind of a milestone. That's not the right word to describe it, but that's the word I'll use because no other words are coming into my brain right now. It was a few years ago, and my youngest was throwing a massive, massive fit. Okay. Everything was like he was beyond his frustration point. Nothing that I could do for him or like nothing was calming him down. And he's a screamer. He has been a screamer since day one. And so he was throwing his tantrum. Everything was hitting him beyond his frustration point. And being the caring, concerned mama, I was trying to help him to navigate his big feelings and help him to calm down. And, it just was not working. Well, half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, and I reach my frustration point. Okay. I'm sure every mama listening has had a moment like this where your kid is throwing a fit, they're beyond their frustration point, and it hits you and overstimulates you to yours. Okay, so now you're both throwing a tantrum. So I hit my frustration point, end up kicking the wall and putting a small hole in the wall with the pad of my foot, where the top of my foot where it's padded. And immediately, okay, like I was speaking about earlier, immediately those guilt and shame thoughts come racing into my head like, oh crap, what did I just do? And instead of going into that I'm a bad mom mindset and claiming that identity, I waited. I knew that I had to do some repair. And I waited until my nervous system came back down. And then I I was real with myself as, wow, Emily, that was a really big reaction. I wonder, I wonder what that was about. What was that really about? Because that initially I was trying to help my son regulate. And then I hit my frustration point and everything kind of fell apart. So, what was that really about? I had a really big reaction. What was that really about? And I'll be honest with you, at that point in my healing journey, the answers didn't come up right away, but the answers were inside of me. And as I gave it time and allowed it to come to the surface, I it was revealed to me what that big reaction was about. And I'll tell you, it was not about my son throwing a fit. It wasn't. Your nervous system, just like my nervous system, is not trying to sabotage you. It's doing exactly what it learned to do. The problem isn't that you react. The problem is that no one ever taught you how to work with your nervous system instead of against it. And instead, we were told things like, just breathe, just calm down, just be patient. And when that doesn't work, we blame ourselves. I don't know. Have you ever tried to tell your kid throwing a temper tantrum to just calm down? Does it help? Does it help them to calm down? Or when you're feeling flustered and your partner says, okay, just calm down, we'll figure it out. Does it help you calm down? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It usually it agitates things even more. And you know, this is actually something that I go much deeper into inside of my book, Breaking Free. Because learning to regulate isn't about forcing yourself to be calm. It's about understanding your patterns, your triggers, and what your nervous system actually needs in those moments. And how to help your kids learn those skills so they're not in their 20s, 30s, or 40s trying to learn them themselves. And that's a process. It's not a quick fix. If you're taking anything from today, please, please, please let it be this. You are not failing. Say it with me. I am not failing as a mom. You are responding in the way your nervous system knows right now, in this moment. And that does not make you broken. It means there's something here that can be understood and supported and slowly, very, very slowly and very, very gently changed. We're going to keep talking about this particular topic for the next few episodes because you deserve more than being told to, quote unquote, do better. You deserve to actually understand what's going on inside of you. And if someone hasn't told you already today, I am so proud of you for showing up, for doing the work, and loving on your babies the only way you know how. You are the best mama for them. Until next time, mama, mend the past so you can mama in peace. Much love.
Thanks for listening to Mamahood After Trauma. Take one insight from today, breathe, reflect, and keep healing out loud. Subscribe to the podcast for more stories, tools, and support. And remember, Mama, you're breaking cycles and rising with honesty. Until next time, mend the past so you can mama in peace.